I'm sitting here chilling, trying to figure out how I play or how I approach the blues. And it's kind of hard for me to pick up what I hear on records. So a lot of licks I play, I created them myself. But here is a technique that I learned to use that helps me play using the pentatonic notes in the pentatonic scale. And I'll explain it to you as we go on what I'm thinking and when I'm playing these licks and how I got to the lick itself. So the first thing I did think about, if we're playing it's all going to be over A blues in A. So it's a chord. Now when I hit a chord, I'm thinking, I got to start playing somewhere. So what I used to start doing was I started picking out notes that I wanted to start with. And each time the chord changed, I moved over to other notes to start playing with. And then when the chord changed back, I moved back to the note. So as I started finding out good notes to do it with. So here is one that I love to do all the time now. So when I'm playing a chord like an A7, chord 8-13, I like to play a 13th sound. I start on the E note. Okay, then the next chord I change to, I move over another note and I start on the A. I just move over a string. I move from the 5th string to the 4th string. And then I move back when I go back to the chord again. So, and when I started going to the 5 chord, the turnaround, I just moved over another note, which would be the E again, or the D, I'm sorry, the D. So every time chords would change, I would actually change. It doesn't mean that I would change to something theoretically or anything like that. I just felt I was changing. So right now I play like that a lot of times. So, and I also like to do it forward and backwards. And when I call it forward, I start on this side of the guitar on the 5th string, and I go from that note, I move over a string this way. And then in the same breath, in another 12 bars of soloing, I start from the other direction. I go from the A, the high A, to the E, to the C, which I'm just still moving over a string and playing. So when the chords start to play and the melody starts to come out of my head, I just move based on those sounds, and I play licks inside of those sounds. So I'm going to give you a demonstration of what I'm talking about. Here we go. So now when I change, move over a string, now move back. So I'm back to the 5th string again. So now in the turnaround, when I go to the 5 chord, I move over to the next string, and then back again. I move back over to the other string, and then I'm back home again. Then I'm turning it around again at the end. So that's one way of doing it. Now I'll do it from the other direction. I'll do it from the high E string, and I move over 3 strings coming back. So the 1st string, the 2nd string, the 3rd string. So I'll do a solo based on that movement. Every time a chord moves, I move. But I base the solo on 1 string at a time. So if I play an A chord again, I'm thinking. Then I go to the 4 chord. I move over a string. And I'm back. turn around, move over another string. Then I'm on the 4 chord, and I'm going back again. Then I'm back to the 1 again. Now, that's one way of doing it. Now, another way I do this is when I move in another position of the guitar, but I don't treat it the same way. I treat it a little bit different. Okay, I like to combine positions when I do this one because it just doesn't sound right to me doing it all in this one position. I like to move out of this position a little bit. So, now the next group of strings, I want to start. Let's say start here. I'm still in the pentatonic scale. The pentatonic scale from this direction will be. So you can hear the pentatonic scale there in the second position. So now I'm thinking I'm starting with this one on the 1 chord, on the 2 chord, on the 4 chord. I'm starting here. And on the 5 chord, I'm moving to this note. Then I'm moving back. Then back. But what happens is I end up doing a little bit more improv stuff. But still, I'm thinking of that movement, moving from one string to the next string to the next string. Now, let's see how this works on this particular group of strings. Then 4 chord, second string. And the 5 chord. Okay, and so now, I did it in the second position. And not to get lost a lot of times, that's what I'll do. I won't try to move all over the guitar. So the next thing I think of, well, why don't I just move slightly above the one position in the other position because I'm so close and I can't go wrong. So out of that pentatonic position, I might still do the same. I use the same approach, saying start from this string, go to this string, and to this string. Which is the same as going using the one position. Go, okay, on the 1, on the 4, on the 5. Now, the coolness about this is what I do with my fingers. Now, I run short of things in that position because I don't like that position that much. So what I'll do, I might combine this position with something that happens in the one position, but I'll still start on that same note and make the movement first string, second string, third string. Okay? And if I go from this direction, I might do the same thing. First string, first string, fifth string, and fourth string this time. So I'm going to solo that way. So I go. And watch this. I started on that note just to get that note out, moving over, but I ended up doing a one position lick. Simply because I don't like this. Like that, but that wasn't the case. And then back. So I'm back. Now, so I'll just do it again and make it sound a little better. Now let me stop right just because I got to show you that's really based on a simple, not simple, but it's based on the fact that this is a since this chord is, I'm using this chord as it's playing this chord, and I'm playing its major scale mother, really. So this dominant ninth, this D7 chord comes out of the G major scale, so it's really, see? It's just, so when you go, so if you think about it, I still started when I got to go to that chord, I'll just start on move over string and start it there. Okay, so I'll do something that sounds like this. One chord, then go to the 4 chord, then back, then into the 5 chord. I'm here. And back to the 1 again. Back to the 1 again. Now if we start from the other direction, you're gonna get, I'm gonna go from starting on this note, going over a note, going over a note, and making solos out of just the movement of the note, note to note, you know, 4 across each other. So look at it like this. Then you got. Now that's a real unique thing there, because when I move over here, only thing I can hear is playing this major lick. You know, that's B.B. King lick. But I'm starting on that note. Okay. Now I'm going to the 5th chord. I'm moving over another string. Then back again. Okay, pretty cool. That's just a way of looking at it, that movement. Now, one more thing, I like to incorporate the mixolydians into my playing, but I don't use them as their sound quality. Like the mixolydian sound is like. Okay, I don't care about starting them on their root tone. You know, I'll just play the notes that's in the mixolydian. But I got one lick I use for this particular on the 1 chord. I'll do this. Or anything that's similar. So, you know, so like, so you can look at it like that. Okay, then when I move over, I think of it another way. I think of using this sound. See, I use all the tone. I might do that little bend there. It's gonna give you that major sound, but still it's still cool. But you want to make sure you get that mixolydian stuff going on that D mixolydian. See, I took it a little farther in. When you top it off with a bad bend or something like this, I do that a lot. Just mixolydian. Now the neat part about this is when you go to the 5 chord, you can do a very similar lick in both places from the 5 to the 4. So you go 5 chord. Now what I did there was I started off. When I got there, I kind of like broke it up and did a minor pentatonic. So it sounds cool. Okay, then when I go to the 4 chord, I can do the same. So you got. Then you can do the same thing on the 1 chord. So I hope that was a big help. You know, try it out. Got any questions? Give me a call. Eddie Blues Barney.